Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. Today I want to speak to you on the subject matter, the ungodly world / nation / America. There is a pattern for fallen nations. They came up the hard way, and when their feet should be flat and balanced, the head has overgrown. It has overgrown its limits, and as big-headedness, it wants to be Lord. But they all fall. The Tower of Babel is an example of a nation as capable, it seems, as God. Recognized this fact. It indeed recognized this fact and decided to become God, just as is happening in the world today. Yet they were reminded that they are not God. This has been the fate of all nations walking such path. The reason that America is in the fix she's in is because in the beginning, a con artist, a Ponzi schemer, arrived on the scene, advocating superiority of people, of value, of worth. Just as was said in the Garden of Eden, it split Adam from God. It split Eve from Adam. It split children from parents. And it split families from one another. In this presidential campaign of 2016, one candidate says, "I am the best. With me, we will be the best. I will disrespect everyone, believe that I can shoot someone down in the streets, and they will still love me. Oh, how I love this nation. I'll show the trillionaires who's boss." And the people, with the same selfish, deceitful attitude, loves him. Most are white. All the white hate groups are part, including the evangelicals. I thought they were with God, but, well, you know, what's new? Those are the same types of the New World Order. Superiority over everyone else. But truth pressed to earth, I heard someone say, will rise again. Now the counterpart of this political campaign presents itself as the alternative, that they are and that they care, while gradually greasing the rails, creating a slippery slope for the train of deception by saying, "I will do the things for you that you need done." The reality is that this is always said by both parties, but never done. This fact is the very reason for the success of the con artists. They convince folks they can get it done when other efforts have failed and they have been exposed, the con artist attitude that they have. So, the people become susceptible to the boldest, daring con artists again. The people remain in the same old trap, navigated by a different conductor. It is written that this is the way the New World Order starts. Discomfort amongst the people and their inability to recognize the solution will cause them always to accept a con. They will stray from everything. That's foreign, that's alien, and unacceptable. Now, when I say they, I'm talking about the solution. When the solution is presented, they will stray from everything. They'll buy the con artist in a second, but they'll stray from the solution. Solution, unacceptable, foreign. So, rather than a nation of people all having careers of their own choosing, receiving the greatest possible joy by knowing who they are and being it, and having the support of one another. A nation of people not restricted by limits and conditions for education or health care. A nation of people absent crime and violence at local, national, and international levels. A nation of people where every father is king, every mother is queen, and children are princess and prince. This is the result in believing and affirming an unknown, unseen spirit. That is the source of all that is seen, and as such is ranked and rated above the ability let me say that again, and as such is ranked and rated above the ability that which is created. In other words, the creator is ranked higher than the created. Taking the focus off selfishness and directing toward the whole. This again is foreign, and regardless of how wonderful and how precious this may sound, they rather believe they are better than others. And when they get their chance, they will prove it by taking advantage of whomever is required in order to hold up such an image. Deception, lies. Yet the Ponzi schemes always fall. When I was a child, I believed in the Bible. I hoped others did as well. I believed we could have paradise on earth. I was wrong. The only thing that I've seen grown from the Bible and the church is aggressive selfishness, manipulating individuals, and complete cowards. A master and a slave. The way I understand God makes me think that living on earth is a place where the separation takes place between the sheep and the goat. Where the separation takes place between the real and the hypocrites. Where the separation takes place between the believers and those that know. I can't see it any other way, because men have come and they've shared the message that I've been sharing for 33 years. And they've been killed. And the nations are gone from bad to worse. Constantly. Constantly. There might be a period in time where they stand still for a second, and then they continue to get worse. And it happens because of that selfish attitude that talks about superiority, some above others. And the spirit, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, in the Bible, I want you to assume, especially those of you who go to church and are believers, if there were never a picture put in that Bible, when you talked about God, all you would talk about, all you would think of is something. If you had to put a face on it, you would put any face. Could be yours, could be somebody else, but for the most part, you would just think something. Maybe a spirit, something that you could not put a face on. But when they put a picture in the book, it immediately took away from you your ability to have that freedom of not seeing a face. In other words, it encaptured you. It told you that God is white, that God is long, straight hair, blue eyes. It told you that. So from that point on, you saw whatever represented white, whatever represented blue eyes, whatever represented straight hair was godly. That's why they put it in the book. And it's still there. And today, as in days past, when you become one who choose God over the world, choose God over living in your bodies, that's when you are ready. That's when you are ready for the train. That's when the train is ready to take you on out of here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if that's true or not, what I just shared with you about that. But I do know that it appears to me as the way. Because those who have stood up for all people have been murdered. Now, I'm not talking about people who go into war. People die for all kinds of reasons. And I don't want to take a stand on trying to tell you if this is a good death or that is a bad death or so on and so forth. But I'll tell you this. There is good deaths and there are deaths that are not good. Now, what I consider a good death is a death that is the result of standing up for an individual or standing up for a nation. But standing up for that individual got to be a righteous act. And standing up for a nation has got to be a righteous act. What I mean by that is standing up for a nation is not a nation of aggression. A nation of aggression needs to have somebody to stand against it. And the same thing with an individual. Standing up for an aggressive individual is, you know what that is, I don't have to tell you. So what I'm saying to all of you out there in the world, each day, today is my birthday, I'm 66 years old. And for these 30 some odd years, I have envisioned a world changing to be peaceful and prosperous for everybody. And I've been waiting for it. I've dedicated my life to it. I made sure that I didn't jump on that bandwagon trying to be successful in the world, because to be successful in the world to me was agreeing with the Antichrist. We're agreeing that capitalism is okay. It replaces God. God's program can't stand up with capitalism. Capitalism is better. So I don't believe in that. I don't agree with that. I know, for me, God's program is the best program. I know that. And so, for me, the people who make this nation run, who participate in this nation, I see them as people who are confused. Not to the extent that I want to talk about them, call them no good. I have done this now. I call them no good. I've talked about the preachers and call them no good, low down curse words. But as I stand here today to speaking to you, I want you to know that there is a percentage of people who know exactly what's going on. See, the Ponzi person knows that he's finna run a Ponzi scheme. And all those people, most of them, that get into it, take a part in it, they don't know it. So the system that we're living under is established by people who knew and know exactly what it's doing. But the people that gives it life, that keeps it running, that keeps it alive, keeps it in a situation where it can present some people as being superior to others, keep it in a position where it will cause other people to suffer from lack while it takes it and put it in a barn for itself, or while it'll try to destroy other nations because they won't listen to them. Well, you know, that is the way of Satan. But for those of you who don't believe in Satan, that is the way of selfishness. And God permits it. You got choice. But I do believe, as Dr. King said, that one day we will all be together. And the reason that I believe that we will all be together is because I believe that life is everlasting. I believe that paradise is in place right now. I believe that heaven is in place right now. I believe that we who feel that we are not experiencing heaven, not only feel, we know we're not, is because we have allowed ourselves to be cuffed and bound by somebody else's philosophy rather than the spiritual thing that's happening within us. I believe, beyond a shadow of doubt, that every human being right now who are listening to my voice can change themselves. I have learned that whatever I thought, whatever I hope, whatever I wish for, I cannot change the world. God's way of changing the world is allowing people to change themselves. And until people change themselves, there will be nothing changing in this world. It might mean that when people change themselves, all of them will get a ticket on their train and go someplace else, as being separated from all of those who have decided not to yet. But what I want you to know is don't panic. God is the author of time. So God got time. It's not like there's a party going to take place and we got to hurry up and get there. No, my friends. Life is beautiful and life goes on. Now, I do feel a little apprehension right now because of what's going on in the world. I mean, I see the liars coming before the people because periodically they give you a chance to bring these liars back before you and let them try to see if they can get you to continue on that path that you're on. And they are before you right now. And you are dead in with them. Dead in with them. And each of you thinking that your choice is the right choice, that your choice can fix it. When in the back of your mind, you know darn well your choice can't fix anything. Not anything. But if you took control of your own life and demanded that you were going to receive that wonderful blessing that was dealt to you from the beginning of life, you will learn right away that everybody is just like that. And in order for you to receive that, you have to agree that everybody else has the right for that. And then you will understand that in order for that to happen, you got to work together. And not somebody telling you, I'll do this for you. That's a liar. And when you say, okay, I sign on the dotted line, you have empowered that liar. And I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say this again, and I probably will get on off this air. Everybody in America and everybody anywhere in the world who operates within a system that allows them to be super prosperous, others maybe not as prosperous, others a little less prosperous, but if in the end you got a bunch of poor people, a bunch of people who are being driven to do crime and violence, then every last one of you who don't have to do that is a part of the problem. Every last one of you. In other words, some people might say, if you believe in the devil, then you are working for the devil. If you believe in Satan, you are working for Satan. If you believe in hell, you are working to get there. The only problem is you don't know it. So pain will wake you up. So you have been promised you shall reap what you sow. So if you bring Donald Trump in here, or Miss Clinton in here, I can promise you that peace and prosperity you trying to tell yourself that they can help you get, you will be denied it. You will be denied it. So watch and see. Bye-bye.